This question pops up every year for lots of different games, and it's no different for Guild Wars 2. But the difference that sets Guild Wars 2 apart is that it has a horizontal progression system. So whether you are a new player or coming back to the game, it is always a good time to start playing again, especially that the new expansion is about to launch. Now let's get into why it is a good time to start playing again. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is the new expansion that is about to launch in less than a week. This expansion will add 3 new regions, continue the story from Secrets of the Obscure, gives you access to the spear on land for all classes, and then the main thing, which are the homesteads. And this is the proper housing in Guild Wars 2 now. All these things will add to the game to keep you interested for at least a short period of time, or it can make it into the main MMO for you. But even if you do not have the new expansion, you can still have lots of fun with old content. For example, if you have just the base collection, which includes 3 expansions, there is plenty of content that you can have fun with. In Heart of Thorns, for example, you have some of the best maps and meta events in the game. The story starts off great and continues in Path of Fire, where you also have some nice maps and a very good mount system. And if you only want the endgame content, you have lots of raid wings from both of these expansions, which only require the exotic gear. Then there is also the final chapter of the Dragon Saga with End of Dragons that brings you across the ocean to Kanta. This expansion is focused on the Asian side of Tyria and continues the great story, the meta events, and also adds strikes for the endgame content, which is similar to raids, but it only has one boss, and the mechanics are not as punishing, at least for the normal version. But you also have challenge modes, which increase the difficulty quite a bit to bring it to raid level mechanics. But in addition to all these features, you can also get new elite specialization for each expansion, so you'll have 3 specs to choose from when playing a class. And that is not all. Each elite specialization can have a different role depending on what you need. You can be a DPS, a support DPS, or a heal support. And if endgame content is not your thing, open world is even better, as you'll always find players on every map, since there are no individual servers, so everyone is in one mega server in PvE. And for everyone that took a break from the game, you will not be behind everyone else that continue to play, because the max level is still the same. The gear is still the same, and the only thing that might change is the build. But usually if you had one that worked before, you can still use it without any problem. I remember when I took a break from the game and then came back, the ascended armor and weapons that I had were still as good as they were when I stopped playing. So it was more of getting used to the game and the mechanics again rather than farming for gear, and if farming for gear is your thing, then you can easily do that by farming legendary weapons and armor, which have the same stats as the ascended ones, but you can switch the stats every time you are out of combat. And I think the most important part for me when I came back was that the game was free of pay to win mechanics. And you can only use the shop to buy things like back slots, bank slots, increased storage size, outfit, armor skins, mount skins, glider skins, and so on. But nothing that makes the game pay to win. So, in conclusion, I think if you are a new player to the game, or you saw the new expansion and you want to jump in, you should go ahead and install the game. See if you like it, as you have the base game free, and it includes stuff like fractals, dungeons, world bosses, and then if you like it, you can buy any of the expansions that fit you. And if you are a returning player, you can continue from where you left off and not feel left out. Lots of things have been added, especially with Secrets of the Obscure, so you'll always have something to do. If you want to see more content like this, please let me know in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed the video, please click the like and subscribe buttons.